Mississippi State.
2nd and 13. That's still Curry in the backfield. Brennan looked right, had nowhere to go with the ball. Now rolling right and pressured, will throw it across his body and complete the pass for an LSU first down. Well, somebody other than Aaron Gilbert, they converted a 4th down a few plays ago. They've had some long down and distance situations, and they've handled them all on this first drive. Still Curry in the backfield on 1st and goal. Brennan going to throw. Pressure comes. He gets rid of it. And it is caught in the back of the end zone. No. They say incomplete. Terrace Marshall had it.
Worth a look. It's worth a look.
I think it is.
I'll tell you one thing. Brennan sure took a hit. Catch? No. It's the right foot, but was the left foot down already?
I thought a possibility.
Left foot down. That left foot is down.
I thought
I thought he had control of the ball, left foot down before the right foot came down out of bounds. You see it that way?
I saw it that way in real time. I thought live the foot was down. The SEC officiating crew is going to take a look. The replay crew will.
Left foot is down. Yeah, that's a touchdown.
I guess you identified the key point there was the ball in control in the hands as that left foot was down. Maybe there's some doubt about that. Maybe.
Well, I think he's got a clean catch there, and left foot is down. He didn't juggle the ball afterwards or anything. I think he has control. Left foot is down. Control. Now he's out with the right foot.
That's what I think.
That's a catch. That's a touchdown. I didn't see the ball move. I didn't see it juggle. He catches it. Left foot is down. Only need one foot in the college game, right?
Yep.
NFL's too.
You know, it's pretty amazing. Jamar Chase opts out. Justin Jefferson already starring in the NFL. Terrace Marshall is one of the very best receivers in college football. LSU lost so much at that position, and yet they still have a guy as talented as he is.
It is a touchdown. The receiver had 1 foot inbounds with control of the ball.
So that is Marshall's 5th touchdown already this year, just minutes into the 3rd game for LSU. He had 13 touchdowns last season, and basically is the 3rd option for LSU at the wide receiver spot. So Terrace Marshall, what a great catch. He got that foot down. You mentioned the delivery from Miles Brennan. He took a big hit on the play, and a good answer from LSU.
Yeah, you know, if your quarterback isn't tough enough to hang in there and wait for you and take that hit, that play never happens. Brennan really stood in there and took the shot.
So the extra point for Cade York up and good. LSU has tied the game at 7. Well, a good answer for the Tigers of LSU. And the perfect delivery to Terrace Marshall, his 5th touchdown already in 2020. It's 7-7 first quarter. The 2019 National Championship head coach, 15-0 in the SEC and beyond for Ed Orgeron last year. A special season, and brought a challenge for him this year, replacing so much talent from that team with still the expectations of a defending national champion.
Yeah, whatever grace period he thought he would have ended with Mississippi State. You know, that loss made everyone get very uncomfortable and worried about what this season would be like after all the losses that they suffered from last year's team.
Yeah, it was a shock to everyone, the way that, and not just the fact that they lost, the way that they lost. A shorter kickoff. Missouri returnable here with some speed in the return game outside the 30, 35 to the 40-yard line. Good special teams play from Beatty and Mizzou. And so for Coach O's team, Quint's down on the field. I don't know if Quint found out anything about how the juice meeting went this morning. Ed Orgeron told us that's the plan for the early morning game. He was going to get everybody together real early, Quint.
He got up at 4 a.m., but the team woke up at 7. They had what he called a call-out meeting, a juice meeting. They put videos up on the screen, and he goes through it position by position, calling guys out. There's a lot of screaming, clapping, and yelling, and during warm-ups, the staff was really, really focused on energy early in this game. Don't sleepwalk through the first quarter.
Well, I mean, it's a real challenge. 11 a.m. kickoff in Columbia, Missouri, with all the changes of the week. A little short pass for Mizzou on first down for a gain of 4. Game that was supposed to be played under the lights at Death Valley in Baton Rouge. Saturday night football, home game for LSU. And on Wednesday, the decision was made official with Hurricane Delta to move the game. LSU actually traveled Wednesday night. Was there for a full couple days. That tackle in the backfield. Beatty goes down for a loss.
Yeah, Jabril Cox, who's really distinguished himself early on this season, really making good plays. You know, you're talking about those early games and the early wake-up calls. I can tell you, as a player, you don't like the early games, but you don't like the late games either. You don't want to sit around the hotel all day waiting for the night games. It's the afternoon games that are just perfect for you.
Orgeron did not hide his pleasure with the fact that LSU, even though they had to travel, is going to get back a lot earlier, can start getting ready for next week's game. That pass and catch and the turn back behind the first down mark, I think, cost Missouri a better chance at a first down. It's going to be 4th down short of midfield.
Yeah, they really have to kick this ball here. I mean, I know they want to be aggressive and they want to take chances, but, you can lose momentum and lose control of the game. They are going to go. This is a real big risk here. You should kick this ball away.
4th and 3. Missouri 4 of 6 on 4th down so far this year, so they have been pretty aggressive going for it.
That is their first charge timeout of the half.
And LSU wants to be organized. Make sure on 4th down. They take the timeout. We'll take a timeout ourselves and be back right after this. 7 first quarter score. LSU timeout as Missouri set up to go for it on 4th and 3 from their own side of the field, and now it looks like they've changed their mind.
Smart decision. They almost made a huge mistake going for it. That could have been a turnover and set LSU up and changed the entire momentum of the game. Smart decision to check out of that.
Grant McInnes, who is the punter for Missouri. Derek Stingley is the return man. Very dangerous, and they're going to fake the punt and throw it. Kind of a heave, and it's going to be incomplete. So they do go for it on a fake punt, and that did not work well at all.
They just couldn't help themselves, could they? This is why you don't do it. It's
I'd much rather see him line up and go for it with a traditional offensive play than that.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to do it, have your real quarterback throw the ball with your real receivers. But no, you're going to try and be too cute and outsmart these guys who are better athletes. Now you have a turnover. You put LSU at midfield. You had momentum, and you've given it all back to them. All you had to do was punt the ball away and stay in the game. That's all you had to do.
Ty Davis Price is the tailback for LSU as they take the ball over on downs with Miles Brennan in the shotgun, throwing the ball again from the pocket, chased out of there. Brennan on the move downfield, and he zipped it in there beautifully for the catch to Marshall.
My goodness. Did you see that play? Brennan moving to his right, extending the play, keeping his eyes down the field. I mean, this is similar to Burrow. Look at this. That is fantastic. That is an all-conference kind of throw.
You could picture Joe Burrow making that throw. That's a good call.
That's right.
First down, quick snap, but a penalty flag thrown.
False start on the offense, number 57. 5-yard penalty. It remains first down.
So, Flynn, that 4th down fake field goal, in my book, that goes down as a turnover, and it's a turnover on the coach and the coaching staff.
Now LSU looking to take advantage of it, and so far it's been number 2 Eric Gilbert, number 6 Terrace Marshall, the 2 biggest weapons right now in the pass game for LSU. Miles Brennan 7 for 7 at the start of this game. He just looks fantastic. Now A timeout. Well,
Timeout.
not
LSU.
everything is 100%
This is the second
smooth
charge
for
timeout
the
of the
LSU
half.
Tigers. They have to call
This
their
will be a
second timeout in
30-second
the first
timeout.
quarter.
LSU wasn't buying that fake punt. They had their defense on the field and punt safe. But it really opens my eyes in terms of what's the mindset of Missouri head coach Eli Drinkwitz. There's a difference between being aggressive and being reckless. Maybe he realizes that he's got to take all sorts of chances, but when they fail, all of a sudden you put yourself in a difficult spot with a defense that's a little short-handed today on the inside.
Q, that was reckless. You know, I can appreciate being aggressive, but listen, they came out and punched LSU in the mouth, got ahead in the game, and had them worried. You know, 7-7 game. Now you go ahead and punt the ball, and your defense has been getting into the backfield. You know, you got a chance. You take that play, and LSU was completely prepared for it. Now you commit a turnover midfield. You give them the momentum, and you're going to find yourself behind 7 points or 3 points. That's an entirely different ball game now.
Well, personally, I just hate the design. If you're going to go for it, just go for it. You got a quarterback who's hot at the start of the game. You got your punter heaving up like a Hail Mary. That did not have much of a chance of succeeding. So out of the timeout, first and 15 LSU. Brennan on the move again, stepping up, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe an extra yard.
There's a
flag down. Missouri is generating pressure.
Yeah, and the more hits they can get on Brennan, the better for them. The more they can affect the confidence.
That's a hold against the defense.
Holding on the defense, number 8. 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down.
So instead of second and 15, it is first down, and it'll be officially first and goal just inside the 10 for LSU.
Yeah, you know, we know that LSU wants to run the ball more than they have the past couple of weeks. But given how hot Brennan has been, you know, I'm playing that hot hand.
Miles Brennan 7 for 7 and some tremendous throws. Davis Price still in the backfield as the tailback. We haven't seen John Emery Jr. yet, coming off his breakout game last week, best game of his young LSU career.
This slot, this trips that they have at the bottom of the screen is a problem. They've got their 2 top receivers, Gilbert and Marshall, in the slot there.
That is a potent 1-2 combo.
Yeah, and they're stacked. So if it's man coverage on the back end, you got to figure out which way, how you going to play him, who you take.
Pressure comes over the top and incomplete. Trying to find Marshall. And I said it was first and goal. It was first and 4. They can get a first down before they get to the end zone.
They tend to be a team down here where they'd like to get into some empty formation, spread everybody out here. They go to it right now. This is their favorite formation down here. And if you're Missouri, you need to dial up the pressure. You want to discourage them from getting into this formation. You want to tell them when they go empty, their quarterback will get hit.
5 receivers, nobody in the backfield alongside Brennan. On 2nd and 4, just inside the 10. He'll sprint right. Brennan now is going to run, and he'll get the first down. Takes a hit inside the 5 instead of just ducking out of bounds. He lowered the shoulder a little bit. Isaiah McGuire is down, one of the few healthy defensive linemen for Mizzou.
You think that the offensive coordinator, Steve Ensminger, is telling him, I need you to slide. I have 2 freshman backups that have not played this year.
They don't have a quarterback on the roster who has taken a snap in a college game other than Miles Brennan.
Yeah, he cannot be taking on defenders like that. He needs to slide.
I mean, what was the upside for the quarterback? I'm standing right here, and I start backing up, Rod. He's coming right at me, and next thing you know, he puts that right foot in the ground and heads towards the goal line. And he took a major pop from field level.
Yeah, not a smart play, Q. Not a smart play at all. He has got to learn to slide. Appreciate the toughness and the aggressive attitude, but, you know, you can't do it.
So it's 1st and goal from the 2. Davis Price in the backfield. He'll get the ball from Brennan and get stopped right around the line of scrimmage. No gain.
You know, for an undermanned defensive line today, Flem, that was a pretty good stop. They get 3 of their top 4 inside defenders missing, as Q told you at the top of the show. That was a pretty good response by the interior line.
No Whiteside, no Byers, no Robinson. Injury and COVID contact tracing has really decimated the defensive line and the wide receiver spot for Missouri. Under 4 minutes to go, first quarter. Tie game, 2nd and goal. Brennan's going to throw, and he will get hit as he throws, but that's caught for a touchdown. And guess who? Terrace Marshall's got another one.
He is a difficult matchup. 6'3", 200 pounds, can change direction. You see he was in single coverage there, and he comes right back around. Comes to his quarterback's vision. Really well-run route.
That was pretty nifty how he raised his hand. He was in all kinds of traffic, but he knew he was about to be open. Kind of gave Brennan the little eye sign, and the ball was there. It's the first quarter of this game. He's had 2 touchdowns now in all 3 weeks for LSU. We got a lot of football to be played today in Columbia. Extra point is good. So the LSU Tigers fell behind 7-0. 2 touchdowns since then. It's 14-7.
Hey, so Flem, in my book, I've got that as a points off turnover because of the turnover on downs. There you see him. Marshall, he is on the 2020 Biletnikoff watch list. He's in the slot in this trips formation, closest to 3rd receiver in. You'll see him work his way behind the linebackers and just go forward to where his quarterback is. You know where he is. This is just crossing all the field, and that is so tough on a corner to try to chase a receiver across the field.
That is one of the best players in college football. Terrace Marshall maybe got overshadowed last year with all the superstar talent on offense for LSU and all the numbers that they put up, but Marshall is just terrific. And he's got 6 touchdowns already, 2 today. Miles Brennan is off to a great start. That kick will be a touchback, and for the first time, are we going to check in with studio? Yeah, we are. Let's go.
Lots of points. First, it was Kyle Trask to Kyle Pitts. Then Kellen Mond finds Chase Lane for a wide open touchdown. That makes it 7-7, but Kyle Trask gets back to work. Finds Kadarius Toney for the touchdown. 14-7 Gators, early lead late in the first.
Florida are going to meet next week. That is a very big game. Missouri's got the ball. Bazelak is going to hand it off, right side running and picking his way forward. That looks like Roundtree with the carry.
It's a good first down play.
We talked about the hit, Rod, that Brennan took on the run. Then he took a hit there, delivering that touchdown pass. And after the series, Brennan did go into the injury tent. He's back out, so hopefully everything's okay. They're going to pitch it back a couple different ways. Bazelak over the top and incomplete. He had a man open. The tight end Daniel Parker.
More trickeration. This one just off. Bazelak had his man out there and just missed him by a bit. Parker got behind. It's the fake, so aggressive LSU has been with trying to stop the run that they really just bite on that play. That's the second one we've seen, second trickeration.
Well, they had a flea flicker that went for a long touchdown on their first drive. That one had a great chance to be a big gain. That's the first incompletion for Bazelak in this game. 3rd and 3 across the middle. Nice delivery there. The catch and a Missouri first down.
He's getting plenty of protection. The big concern coming in was really whether Bazelak would be protected. Could LSU knock him around, pressure him, get him off his spot?
Deontay Smith with the catch for 15 yards. Another completion across midfield. That one Barrett Bannister for a positive first down gain. And I'm with you. That is a huge question, Rod. LSU's pass rush has been really impressive. It's a new defensive scheme, 4-3 this year, as opposed to their national championship 3-4 defense. And Missouri has given their young quarterback time.
Yeah, they're not getting there with 4. They can't get to him with 4. Expect him to dial it up to get to 5 to see if they can get some pressure on him.
Knox came in motion, but they handed off. No, they kept it with the quarterback, who pitches it back to Knox. Man, we are seeing a lot of misdirection and ball handling from Missouri, and that ends up as a gain for a first down.
LSU defense is so fast and they flow so quickly that misdirection tends to work against them.
Missouri going quick tempo, little shoulder fake. They're going to swing it out left side and turn it upfield with room to run. Nice pursuit there by the LSU defense to prevent a bigger gain. Still, though, 7 yards for Missouri.
You see, Bazelak wanted to go deep downfield. The first read was the long ball, and then when he didn't have it, he came back to the short throw. They're trying a lot of unique stuff off the bat here to keep LSU off their game.
Final minute and a half of the first quarter. The handoff and a first down run, I think, for Roundtree, who got popped at the end of the play, but I think he's got enough for a first down. It is a Missouri first down. If you're a Missouri fan, and this is the 3rd game of your brand new head coach who's got this sterling offensive reputation, I mean, a drive like this and a first quarter like this has to have you excited. Missouri has not had a good offensive team in a while, and they're showing some really creative stuff.
It's been years.
Tight end in motion. A receiver in motion. Bazelak keeps and slides after a gain of maybe 3.
Now, Flem, I know you know he was a wishbone quarterback in high school, only threw 143 passes or so, but he has never considered himself a wishbone quarterback as a runner. He thinks he's a pocket passer and saw himself as that always.
It's a really interesting story. Came from a powerhouse high school program just outside Dayton, Ohio. And really, it was a triple option wishbone style high school offense. He threw the ball, he estimated, maybe 9 times a game. Big run and into the end zone, Missouri, with the touchdown to tie the game pending the extra point. That's Beatty, the speed back right up the middle with a big hole and a 29-yard touchdown run.
Oh, man, and right up the middle of this LSU defense, missed tackles along the way, and people who could not get off blocks. Unusual. I mean, it's usual if you're thinking about the Mississippi State game, but, you know, historically, you just don't run through an LSU defense like that.
You're right. And Missouri's offense has struggled the first 2 weeks, at least to put points on the board. Not struggling in this first quarter. That's their 2nd touchdown. So the Tigers against the Tigers, and we get a lot of offense in Columbia.
Tremendous job by the offensive line, and then you see when he gets to the 2nd level, there's not a linebacker in position to get a hand on him.
One missed tackle in the midst of that, but Tyler Beatty, the junior from Memphis, Tennessee, really fast and talented. And the talent for Missouri, it's not like they don't have talent across their roster, but the backfield might be their most talented position group, and they're giving Roundtree and Beatty chances to make plays today. So for LSU, look, we're not picking scabs, but Rod's mentioned it a couple times. That Mississippi State game, I think LSU fans are starting to think, we thought we had some of those issues corrected.
Well, remember, you know, Vandy has struggled offensively, you know, recently. So you can look at that one and say, well, they didn't get challenged the same way as they did against Mississippi State, or like they're being challenged today.
Kickoff into the end zone for a touchback. LSU will get the ball again.
LSU at the 25-yard line.
Miles Brennan, quarterback for LSU, is back in the game. He spent some time in the medical tent. Doctors were looking at his kind of midsection right hip area. He threw. He was grimacing in a little pain. They warmed up a backup, Max Johnson, but here is Brennan now to start this series.
You know, Flem, I thought last week when they had that game in hand that they should have put one of their backup quarterbacks in to get him some work, because neither one of those guys have been on the field yet for LSU.
Their two backup quarterbacks are both true freshmen. They haven't taken a snap in a college game. John Emery Jr. now for the first time in the backfield alongside Miles Brennan, who's going to throw on first down and throw toward Emery, threw it behind him, and that cost Emery a big hit. It's incomplete.
Yeah, that was Ishmael Burdine who delivered that blow, and he timed it perfectly. Got there just when the ball got there.
That one's on the quarterback too. That ball was not thrown very well, and that cost Emery, who got jarred. He did pop up after a minute. Empty backfield on 2nd and 10. Final 18 seconds of what has been an exciting first quarter in Columbia, Missouri. Game originally scheduled for Baton Rouge. Moved because of the hurricane. Big pressure. They set up the screen. And a good completion. The catch and run for Keyshawn Boutte. Just short of a first down on what will probably be the final play of the first quarter.
Tackled by number 9, Tyree Gillespie, gain of 8. It's third.
And it will be. LSU was trying to get to the line to run a play, but they cannot. So that is the end of
first quarter.
Quarter number 1. Columbia, Missouri. The site supposed to be Baton Rouge, but Columbia is where they're playing. And game summary number 17. LSU is being challenged by winless Missouri. 14-14. First play of the second quarter. It's a 3rd and 2 for the LSU Tigers. Miles Brennan from the shotgun. LSU is going to throw the ball on 3rd and short, and they will complete the pass. But no, it came out. They jarred the ball loose. Incomplete.
He did not hang on to it. That was Trey Palmer out there. Watch. Got it. And then the hit. Did not complete it.
Freshman Rod Ennis Rakestraw, who we've mentioned a couple times already, got his helmet right on the football to knock it loose, and may be emblematic of how this game has gone. LSU threw the ball on 3rd and 2. They do not have a rushing yard yet. Officially, 0 rush yards.
Yeah, and that was the huge thing coming into the game for LSU, was to get the rushing attack going and have some balance.
So the punt, and the ball is on the turf. It came out with a hit. LSU pounces on it. That is a special teams turnover. I mean, to me, they haven't made an official signal, but I thought LSU clearly had the ball. Still no signal. Lots from the players. LSU football. Wow, what a big play that is after the Missouri defense came up with a stop.
Yeah, that's a fumble. That's not a muff. He did catch it, and he lost it when he got hit.
Chris Abrams,
lots of white shirts there, yeah.
Punt returner. Man, no fair catch signal allowed that hit. Ball clearly came out. Skinner with the recovery. Special teams not very good for Missouri so far. They faked the punt, and that was an ugly attempt. And now they actually got a punt from LSU and coughed it up. I don't know what we're waiting for. I guess they're looking to make sure they got the call right.
I don't think they had any trouble spotting it.
I don't think so. I didn't think so. So as it stands right now, and it will stand, that is a special teams turnover for Missouri.
Another short field for the LSU offense.
They get the ball right back after having to punt. at the Mizzou 25 with John Emery Jr. in the backfield to the left side of Miles Brennan.
Marshall's in that slot, in that tough spot for you.
Thrown again into the end zone, caught for a touchdown, and that's Eric Gilbert, the true freshman tight end who has been a force in the first half. It took him one play to take advantage of the turnover.
Well, they lined up trips on the other side, and so Gilbert was pretty much by himself working against the safety. And we've talked before about it's a mismatch with him on a safety or on a corner. He had Rakestraw that time, and he is 6'5", 250, and he's working against Rakestraw, who's 6 feet and barely 170 pounds. He can't handle him.
Cannot. And there are many players in college football who are in that same boat. Cannot handle that guy.
Yeah, there's no shame in not being able to handle Eric Gilbert. He is a guy you're going to hear about for a long, long time for doing things like this.
Maybe the breakout game for young Gilbert. Touchdown LSU, back in front by 7. Advantage of a special teams mistake by Mizzou and capitalized with a one-play touchdown drive to take a 21-14 lead. Just seconds into quarter number 2 from Columbia, Missouri. Eric Gilbert with his second career touchdown catch. He is having a coming out party today in Columbia. Touchback. So Missouri will get the ball, but first let's check in with Peter in studio.
Time for the State Farm surprisingly great performance, Dave, and a lot of points being scored out in College Station. Kellen Mond to Caleb Chapman, 14-14, not a single punt between the Gators and A&M right now. 8 minutes left in the second.
Maybe Missouri wishing that they hadn't seen any punts of any kind in this game, because the punt game in both directions has really cost Missouri. Otherwise, they're hanging with the defending national champs. 21-14 LSU lead. Missouri back on the field with the ball. Bazelak, their redshirt freshman quarterback, will hand it off. Roundtree carry with a lot of room, right side running, just kind of picking his way forward. He gets 8.
You know, Flem, if I'm an LSU fan, I'm worried about this LSU defense. You know, that's a big run to start on first down, and they're struggling. They can get Glenn Logan back up front. You know, Stingley's out there in the corner, and they're having trouble against the run. They're having trouble against trick passes, and Missouri's been able to move the ball.
Well, look at that number, 9 yards of play for Missouri so far in this game. Officially 2nd and 3. Bazelak pressured and delivers over the top. Nobody there. Took a hit. It's incomplete.
I think that was the first hit on Bazelak. He's been pretty well protected, or they had the quick game getting the ball out. This is the first time that he's been under pressure. Not a sack, but that's a good pressure by Anthony.
Andre Anthony, who maybe more than any other player has benefited from the switch to a 4-3. He was kind of out of position in the old 3-4 scheme, and he's done a really nice job as a defensive end in these first few weeks.
Waited his turn, said that Coach O coached him hard. Happy that he stuck around, waited out, and gets his chance now.
We'll bring Roundtree back into the backfield on 3rd and short. That pass across the middle for a completion with Stingley in coverage. That's notable. The catch for a Missouri first down.
Yeah, by and large, they stayed away from Stingley, and I don't blame them. You'll hear that most of the year. People will stay away from him. He is a guy who will make you pay when you throw his way. Great ball skills, can take the ball away from you.
It better be perfect if you're going to challenge him.
Yeah, he just has to make sure he doesn't get bored, because you know, people don't go after him.
But he get targeted 2 times last week, his first week of the year, healthy. Hand off, and another positive first down run for Missouri.
Talking to Eli Drinkwitz, head coach from Missouri, before the game, he mentioning Stingley, he said, well, we're going to kind of play this 10-on-10. LSU's defense is built strong on the outside. They're built to stop the wide receivers, and because Missouri's wide receivers are not active today, they're top ones, you'll see a lot of passing routes designed for running backs, and they'll attack the slots.
Yeah, slots are usually a good way to go when you have great corners out there. You want to attack the safeties and stay away from those corners. And there's none better than Stingley Jr. You know, his dad was a football player and a baseball player and started him walking backwards when he was about 4 years old. Wanted him to get comfortable going backwards, and then that walking backwards moved into a back pedal. So he's very comfortable backpedaling, has been for years.
Flag on the play, pitch play, and LSU had that defended beautifully. A big loss for Missouri. We saw Andre Anthony, by the way, helped off the field with some sort of arm or shoulder injury. And there was no penalty, so that just turns into a loss for Missouri to set up a more difficult third down.
Typically in these situations, Missouri goes to the screen or the draw. If they don't, there's the risk of pressure on your quarterback. First 2 games, heavy draws, heavy screens in these situations.
Bazelak's been good on third down so far. From the shotgun. Pressure came immediately. The ball's out. Ball's on the turf. After the hit, the strip sack, LSU has it. I think B.J. Ojulari had the pressure on. I don't know if he's the guy who knocked it out. I think he was.
And it's recovered by LSU.
Little change up by LSU this drive, this series. A little bit more pressure, but a really good play. Really good effort to get in there and get the ball out. You saw that Bazelak didn't have 2 hands on the ball. It got knocked out. Another turnover. I count, what, 3 turnovers for Missouri today?
The punt that they went for and tried to fake punt and didn't get it. Gave it over on downs. The muffed punt return, and now the strip sack by Ojulari. So LSU has it in plus territory again. Miles Brennan, a pump fake. He's going to go toward the sideline, incomplete. Trying to find the young tight end, Eric Gilbert. And he's hurting a little bit after taking a hit there.
Yeah, I don't know if it was the hit or the way he landed. He kind of rolled on that shoulder as he came down.
Yeah, left shoulder, that's what's bugging him.
Yeah, he goes hard on that shoulder. Yeah, I don't think it was the hit. It was landing coming on that shoulder.
Well, that's a little concern, just considering how spectacular he has been in this first half.
The other concern is no rushing attack for LSU.
They have how many rushing yards? 0. Not a 1. They're not even trying. Brennan's going to have to throw that one away. Incomplete. It'll be third down.
Yeah, quarterback's best friend is a complimentary rushing game, taking some of the heat off. But right now, LSU isn't even trying to run the ball. Missouri is simply lining up, going after Brennan. He's been up to it, though. He's extended plays. He's gotten away from the rush. Another 3rd and 10. Expect Missouri to dial it up now. They'll play man coverage on the back end and bring some pressure. That's been their DNA.
And it certainly is part of the calculus for LSU. They're not running the ball because Miles Brennan's playing so well. 3rd and 10. Looking right, throws right, and that pass is caught, but well short. That's McMath with the catch. We'll see if LSU wants to try a longer field goal or go for it on 4th down. Looks like the field goal unit's coming out. Cade York.
Yeah. It makes sense. Listen, when you believe that you are the superior team, you just keep tacking on points at every opportunity. You don't have to take as many chances. You know you'll get back down here.
And I say longer. It's 42 yards, well within the range of Cade York, who's got a big leg. 4 for 4 field goals so far this year. This one is up, and that is good. 5 for 5. The turnover turns into 3 points for
Gotta
LSU.
get points off of turnovers. Smart decision.
Yeah. It has been the story of this game so far. LSU up by 10.
different sayings on the back, whether it be peace, equality, BLM, freedom, justice, respect us, or enough, the t-shirt worn by linebacker Nick Bolton. Enough meaning enough injustice, enough inequality, enough violence, enough hate. Great to see these student athletes finding a voice, becoming leaders on campus, talking, listening, and working for solutions.
Yeah, Q, they're using their voices, which is really important.
LSU 10 points off of turnovers officially in this first quarter. Maybe the story even more important than that. Touchback and another check-in studio with Peter.
Dave, a lot of points around the SEC. The punters are getting lonely in Kyle Field. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns. This time, Naquan Wright scores 21-14 Gators over the Aggies.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, we were talking about Q's segment there showing the warm-up shirts, and like Nick Bolton has really been involved. He organized a cancellation walkout of practice on August 28th. He said they had more important things to do that day. It was the 57th anniversary of the Martin Luther King I Have a Dream speech.
Number 1, Tyler Beatty, the ball carrier. And on the stop for LSU,
He's been actively involved in trying to make local change. Told us about work with foster kids and helping kids in schools fill in their backpacks, trying to create change.
On 2nd and 3, that pass was caught for a Missouri first down. Nick Bolton, who is a tremendous football player, all SEC linebacker, and really has grown into a big-time leader for this team.
Yeah, you know, Flynn, the other thing that was remarkable, the coaches who have spoken about how they have learned to listen to their players and learn more, but equally as important, to speak out, because players and recruits are listening. They want to know how coaches feel and where they stand.
Hazelack, straight ahead run. Yeah, it's a good point.
Tackled by number 14, Maurice Hampton Jr.
Well, Nick, who's been influenced so much by his own family, his sister Jasmine, been a huge influence on him.
Yeah, she
Just
has
a neat kid. A good player. Beatty dancing in the backfield. That one was well defended by LSU. Missouri lost a yard.
Yeah, Jasmine is his older sister who has survived brain cancer. Doing very well now, and he was there helping and supporting her so much of the way, and they're very, very close.
Texas kid playing in Columbia, Missouri, and he's going to be playing in the NFL sooner rather than later.
Yeah, he thought he was going to go to Washington, and you know, he couldn't. Washington wanted him to commit sooner than he wanted, and that fell apart. In the end, he said he's happy he stayed closer to home, closer to family.
Gets to play in the SEC. Pressure comes on 3rd and 6. Nice job. Bazelak got away from it and then hit his receiver in stride for a big gain into LSU territory. That was well done by the quarterback and the receiver, Jalen Knox.
Yeah,
First down.
Jalen Knox, one of the guys who was going to have to step up today with all the receivers who are out. Just a crossing route, go across the field, run away from coverage. Good throw. Let him to keep running with it.
That play, at least at the start, looked like it was going to break down. And Connor Bazelak showed some of what Rod was talking about earlier in the game, and that is he came from a running system in high school, has always considered himself a throwing quarterback, but he's got that ability to extend the play, run if he needs to.
Never considered transferring from high school because he knew that the coaches would show up and see him.
They've just been such a powerhouse team. Archbishop Alter in Dayton, Ohio. Play fake, and that one is incomplete. Trying to get Knox again. It's a huge development for this Missouri program. Drew Lock a couple of years ago was an outstanding, very talented quarterback, but they may have found their next guy in Columbia.
Yeah. He actually met Drinkwitz when Drinkwitz was the OC at North Carolina State. Took a visit there and said, yeah, great, but I know you're not going to be here long.
There's a very self-aware comment from a then high school kid. 3rd and 7 Missouri, and they will fake a fly sweep and a little pitch ahead. Nifty play call for a Missouri first down to the 15-yard line.
That's the eye candy. You're moving guys left and right, a little bit of the jet sweep action. Everybody starts looking everywhere else, and it's a simple shovel pass inside. Your linebackers start moving out of position because they get the eye candy. One of the first things, yeah, Bo Pelini will remind his guys on the sideline, hey, read your keys. Don't worry about the eye candy.
Missouri is moving the ball impressively. They'll give it again with a little misdirection with speed and Knox inside the 5 to the pylon. Touchdown, Missouri.
Wow, they are carving up this LSU defense. Misdirection, shovel pass, little misdirection with the reverse. Get those linebackers and safeties flowing in one direction and then come back the other way. Look at this. Little inside reverse. Knox. A blocker out in front because things are all good. Wow.
Well, Missouri folks have to be super excited. There's a lot of work to do still on this roster in this program, but this is the offense that they were hoping to see when Eli Drinkwitz got hired. Really, really impressive performance in this first half against LSU. Extra point up and good. Back to a 3-point game. 5 yards. This Missouri offense has looked dynamic in the first half. Took them under 4 minutes. Jalen Knox, the official rush of 16 yards for the 3rd Missouri touchdown already. 24-21 LSU, 7:33 still to go until halftime. It's another touchback and another check-in studio for us with Peter.
Coming up on the Farm Ridge Halftime Report, Peter Burns, Gene Chizik, Chris Doran will get you ready for Tennessee, Georgia later today, and kind of a wild SEC already. But how about these points being scored in Como right now?
Yeah, how about Missouri being able to run the ball as effectively as they have, Coach?
Yeah, LSU's defense has got to tighten up. They don't look good right now.
Talk about that at half. Probably more points coming up.
It has been the story of the game, I think. LSU taking advantage of some Missouri mistakes, but Missouri's ability to move the ball against the LSU defense. Chris Curry will start this drive as the tailback for the LSU Tigers, who officially have 1 rushing yard in the first half so far. Brennan, all kinds of time across the middle, a little high, incomplete.
Yeah, you know, the concern, Flynn, is that LSU seems to have given up on the rushing attack. And that's not good for them in the long run, and not good for them in this game. I mean, they've got to give some help to Brennan by being able to run a little bit. Right now, Brennan has been the offense. He's been good. He's been throwing it well, but they have had no rushing attack at all.
I mean, and it's not just that raw number, Rod. It's a good point you make. The last 3 drives, if you include the first play of this drive, they haven't attempted a rush. Now, look, a couple of those were short drives, but still, they're not going to run it here on 2nd and 10. Right side throw, and that one's incomplete. Trying to hit Torrey Carter, one of the tight ends.
Yeah, you can't get better at the run game if you don't stick with it. You have to hang in there and do it. And given that Brennan's already been, hit a couple times today, you want that rushing attack so you can help him out some and not put it all on his shoulders.
Eric Gilbert is in the game. He had that awkward landing on his shoulder last time LSU had the ball. Good news for LSU that he is back in. The true freshman's been awesome in the first half. It's 3rd and 10. Little quick hitter out to the left side and a nice slip of a tackle. But the LSU receiver, Boutte, could not quite get there. Stopped 2 yards short. 4th down. No, LSU on its own side of the field. I would not think they'd be going for it in this position, and they won't.
No, would not make sense. Would not make sense. But again, 3 plays, 3 passes, and they go out. No rushing attempts. And the ball goes right back to a Missouri offense that is hot.
What makes it even more unusual, Rod, is we get time with the coaches before each of these games, and the LSU coaches were just emphatic. We have got to run the ball. We want to run the ball more. We want to be a power offense. We haven't seen that yet. Von Rosenberg with the high booming punt. It's muffed again. Missouri can't field a punt. That's the second time that's happened. I think LSU clearly got it. There's been no official signal. They were certainly in position to get another turnover off the muff punt. Well, now Missouri's saying that somehow they got the ball.
Wow, that'd be a miracle.
Like a miracle. It really would be.
Because there were a lot of white shirts there.
Yeah, they did.
They got it.
Averted disaster.
That punt returner might get fired now, Flem.
I don't know how they came up with the ball, but somehow they did. Yeah, Chris Abrams-Drain may not get another opportunity back there.
Well, he lost it. But that sense of urgency, he got it back himself. Good for him.
He did. For Missouri, they get the ball back. Averted disaster on special teams. Special teams has just been awful for Missouri, and yet they're only down 3, 24-21. First and 10, Mizzou. After the punt, a play fake. Bazelak looking downfield, is going to throw it downfield a little high, incomplete. He had a receiver there, Deontay Smith, and did take a hit.
LSU has not been able to get to Bazelak. They've sacked him once, and I think that was the first kind of hurry. There's Bo Pelini, and he wants his defense to establish an identity of being one that's able to get to the quarterback, get there with 4, be able to play man coverage behind it. They've not been able to do that today.
Beatty in the backfield. Bazelak again with plenty of time, and a wide open receiver across the middle, outside the 40, close to the 45. First down, Missouri.
Yeah, a little zone coverage, mixing it up on the back end, and still not able to get to Bazelak with 4. And he's a poised quarterback, but he's not even having to move off his spot.
Missouri outgaining LSU 260 to 165 in the first half. Down 3. But on the move again. They will hand the ball off. Left side run. And another missed tackle along the sideline, out of bounds. Roundtree with a nice carry.
Does not need a shoe. He kept going after his shoe came off. Now that's a guy that you know is pretty good. He ran for 1,200 yards back in 2018 and ran, what, 8 yards there without his shoe.
He's a good player. First down, Missouri. Beatty back in the game. A little jet sweep type play to Beatty, the tailback, inside the 40.
Pretty good blocking on the perimeter by the Missouri receivers. And right now, Drinkwitz is like a pitcher on the mound and mixing it up, and LSU has no idea what's coming next, Flynn.
He's a hot play caller right now, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Under 5 minutes to go first half. Missouri into LSU territory. Another receiver in motion and whistles, and I think a timeout.
Timeout. LSU. That is their final charge timeout of the half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
LSU is struggling substitution-wise, and the tempo seems to be taking its effect on their defense as well. They were all confused and discombobulated in the secondary, so they call a defensive timeout to get reorganized. To your point, Rod, they don't really understand what's coming right now on defense. And you think about Connor Bazelak, his first start. I mean, this kid, we spent some time with him this week. He's really calm. I thought he burned hot, though. He's really intense, kind of a stoic. But you would never guess that he's making really his first significant start today with the way he's playing and the poise he's showing.
Q, we put the tape on and watched him last week. He looked like he was a junior or a senior when he came in to face Tennessee. Poised, calm, didn't get rattled by anything. Yeah, I think you're right. He's a cool customer. He burns hot with the slights, you know, and he knows what he can do.
He officially started a game last year as a true freshman late in the year against Arkansas. Ended up tearing his ACL in the first half. Made a quick recovery. And he has taken ownership of this job on 2nd down and 4. A broken tackle and a 1st down run for Roundtree. So they are committed to getting the ball in the hands of their 2 talented tailbacks. That's been a good formula.
Yeah, you know, I think Baisley, we talk about him being a cool customer, and you know, he knows when to burn hot. I mean, it happens when you come from a family where you have older sisters who are athletes who, you know, they beat on you and they help raise you, right?
The 2 very competitive older sisters who played college sports, played volleyball and basketball. Now another whistle, and Stingley is banged up. Yikes, that's not good news.
Remember, he missed the first game with a non-COVID related illness that sent him to the hospital, and he returned the next day. And he played last week against Vandy and played great.
Stingley was there at the end of the play with that last run. It looked pretty innocent there.
Yeah, it happened after he jumped up. It looked like, you know, there was one of the chains was down or flag was down. Watch the end of it. Seems like he comes up right there on the chain or so, and that's when he steps on something.
It also rolled over awkwardly at the very end of that play. He's upset. Rips that helmet off.
I think it was the chain, the 1st down marker over there.
1st and 10 Missouri. Inside the 40 of LSU. A little slant pattern. Quick tackle, but the catch.
Number 31,
All right, let's see if we can see.
Tackled by number 25, Cordell Flott.
You see, he was fine when he rolled to get up, and then it looked like he stepped on something and started hopping.
2nd and 5 at the 29.
And the marker was down on the field, yeah.
2nd and 5. Bazelak under pressure, throws a little screen, and that's defended beautifully. The big hit by Cox.
Yeah, what a play by Cox. Man from Kansas City right there, probably has a whole lot of people here watching on short notice to see him make this play. He read this perfectly, sees it's a screen, doesn't take the bait, gets behind the linebacker, the offensive lineman, able to make the play.
Yeah, that was set up too for a big gain. If he didn't make that play, there was nobody behind him. So that's a huge play for Jabril Cox, the grad transfer from North Dakota State. 3rd and 7 Missouri. LSU showing some pressure. They bring some extra pressure. Bazelak throws, and he's got his man. Caught, the ball's punched out. Along the sideline, still on the turf. A scramble for it. It's still loose. I do think Missouri came up with the ball in the end. No, maybe not. The Missouri folks thought for sure they had, but the football is in the hands of an LSU player.
Yeah, that was Dub who made the catch and had the ball punched out.
I don't know if we've gotten an official ruling from our crew about whose ball it is. Missouri's sending the field goal team out onto the field.
Well, and the clock is running.
Otherwise, they've got things under control.
Watch this play. Oh, that was tremendous play by Flott, the nickelback. He just balled up his fist and knocked the ball out.
Flott, the guy who forced it, but they did, even though LSU came up with the ball, Trevez Moore had it. Now LSU trying to run somebody off the field as they set up a 51-yard field goal try with a freshman kicker who's got a big leg, and he boots it right on through. Harrison Mevis, the true freshman, already had a 50-yarder last week. This one 51 to tie the game at 24. And Eli Drinkwitz is not celebrating the field goal. He's unhappy with the way that that whole sequence was handled. He's got some personality for a kicker.
Well, he's got a big leg too.
He does, big time. One of the best kickers in the country coming out of high school. Just a true freshman. He's already a weapon for Missouri. All right, so 24-24. By the way, coming up tonight in our SEC Saturday night matchup, Mississippi State and Kentucky from Lexington. That's a big game on both sides for several different reasons. 7:30 Eastern, 6:30 Central on SEC Network. Also, that game will stream live on the ESPN app. Mississippi State, after the just awesome performance against LSU in week 1, did not back that up with a win, and Kentucky has found ways to lose games. They need a win at home with some big expectations this season. That feels like an important game tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. We're not used to seeing LSU in shootouts. This is the second one of the year.
I mean, last year LSU put up huge points and their defense wasn't perfect, but this is something different. What's happening to them so far in 2020? That's a touchback. So almost 2 minutes to go until halftime. LSU gets the ball back. It's incredible the way LSU has run their offense in this first half, and sometimes successfully, but they have not been able to run the ball. 1 official rushing yard. Last time they played Missouri, that was a while ago, but they rushed for 418 yards.
Yeah. You know, and keep in mind, Missouri has 3 of their interior defensive linemen that play a lot are out this game.
Out. They're thin up front. They're throwing it again. A screen pass set up. Emory could not handle the pass.
Well, and Flynn, the thing we shouldn't, forget about is that when you're able to run the ball, you help your defense too. You give them a little bit more time on the sideline to recover, and also not just to rest, but to look at what the offense is doing to them and make adjustments. When you come in and you throw 3 passes and you're out, you don't have time to make adjustments. You got to get back out on the field.
That's 11 straight pass plays called by LSU. Second and 10 from the 25 with 1:52 to go until halftime of a tie game. It'll be 12 straight pass tries. This one is caught by Emory, but wrestled out of bounds by Nick Bolton, who just tossed Emory to the sideline. It's 3rd down.
Well, they have to pick up this first down because they really haven't burned much clock. And if you don't pick up the first down here, you'll give Missouri another opportunity.
It's interesting. Missouri has 3 timeouts, and they're not calling one.
Yeah.
They could have used a timeout and tried to.
They should have. They should have used one.
Third and 8. LSU content to let that clock wind. Brennan stepped up, and that pass is incomplete, knocked away.
Covered by number 14, Adam Sparks.
We've seen Missouri struggle to field punts today. Why? Zach Van Rosenberg, punter for LSU, is a lefty. The ball spins opposite, and it is tailed away from their punt returner. They make a switch actually right now, deep to return this punt. But lefty punters are dangerous. It's tricky with a different spin.
That's right. Looks like Jarvis Ware has taken over. So the punt coming here with a minute to go. And a huge punt toward the sideline. Ware did catch it, but it goes out of bounds inside the 15. What a great punt that was.
That's a big punt from the second oldest guy in college football.
It's taken a lot of experience to come up with a punt like that. 59 yards. Zach Von Rosenberg. Well, tonight, SEC football final. Darinoka will be the host. Gene Chizik, Chris Doring, and Roman Harper are there as well. Take you through the biggest stories and break all the games down from the day. 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central after Mississippi State, Kentucky on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. SEC football final.
We were talking about Ed Orgeron not really having much of a grace period after winning a national championship and losing to Mississippi State.
Yes.
That's sort of the way of the life in the SEC. Gene Chizik is going to be on the show tonight. And remember when Gene Chizik won a national championship at Auburn, the fans didn't give him much of a grace period either.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an apt comparison, or at least it's a good point. I mean, Coach Chiz, who, you know, is a colleague of ours now, just a terrific guy, excellent coach, and won that national championship. And right away, the pressure was on. Penalty flag thrown on that run play. Missouri just content to be conservative. They didn't call the timeout when they were on defense. That cost them about 35 seconds. Then you had the 59-yard punt.
Yeah, a little surprised that they didn't try and have a 2-minute drill here and use their timeouts a little more effectively, a little better time management. But they probably made the decision that they were comfortable where they were, tied up going in at halftime, and didn't want to take a risk of anything happening.
We still have not gotten the penalty call. LSU does not have a timeout.
Holding on the offense, number 59, 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay second down. The clock will start on the ready for play signal.
Right guard Case Cook. I would think Missouri at this point might just take a knee.
Yeah. That's exactly what they're going to do.
It has not been clean. Missouri's made some mistakes, but a lot of positives for them. And some issues for the defending national champs LSU. That'll be the final play of the first half. I mean, I think Missouri could go to the locker room, Rod, feeling pretty dang good about the way things went.
Absolutely. Yes, they should feel like they can move the ball at will, and they've made enough plays on defense to be in it. And right now LSU has to be feeling like this is not a 24-24 tie. They've got to be feeling like they're behind in this game.
LSU will get the ball to start the second half, but some things to work out for an LSU defense that got torched in week 1 and really has not been particularly effective here in week 3 against Missouri. Let's go down to the field to Quinn.
Coach, what's the biggest challenge you face in terms of trying to run the ball?
You know what? They run some run stunts, putting too many people in the box, giving us a pass read.
Defensively, what's the biggest issue you're dealing with?
We got to stop the run. We got to stop the big play. We can't stop anything right now. We got to be better on third down.
How do you do that?
You know, make some adjustments at halftime.
Thank you, Coach.
Go Tigers.
All right, Quinn and Coach O, thank you. Time to send it to Peter Burns and gang in studio for the halftime report. Dave Fleming, Rod Gilmore, Quinn Kesnick back with you here. I mean, Rod, there are lots of things that to me are surprising about that first half. What stood out to you?
Well, the biggest surprise to me is that the LSU defense just got torched. You know, again, very much like week 1 against Mississippi State. And then the second thing is really their inability to run the football. I mean, I'm stunned by that prospect that they torched. You know, again, very much like week 1 against Mississippi State. And then the second thing is really their inability to run the football. I mean, I'm stunned by that prospect that they gave up on running the football. But look, let's give Missouri credit. I mean, they are doing a lot of things on offense, and LSU doesn't seem to have an answer. They're confused about where guys are going, and they're watching the eye candy, and all of a sudden, guys are running by them.
Well, an exciting first half for Missouri, no doubt, with a new head coach who's a play caller and has a reputation being one of the most creative play callers in college football, and a new quarterback who's a redshirt freshman and looked outstanding. Eli Drinkwitz's team tied with the defending national champs 24-24. LSU will get the ball to start the second half.
You see Drinkwitz and others on the sidelines wearing their masks. The SEC commissioners sent out a reminder to comply, and both sidelines are doing a good job of that today.
Touchback, so LSU will have the ball. The Missouri offense, Rod, was dynamic in that first half.
What looks trickeration? How about this? We'll toss it back. Dove on the receiving end of that trickeration. And then, oh, how about the good old-fashioned running play inside? Beatty just storms through the middle, busts through an arm tackle, and then a little misdirection, come back around with Knox on an inside reverse, and it's just a little roll to the end zone. And LSU defensively has really struggled with this Missouri offense.
Now we're going to see whether, because you mentioned the lack of run game, whether they commit to that a little bit more. They do on the first play of the second half, and it's a nice positive run, a huge run, in fact, down the sideline. Ty Davis-Price with some power at the end of it as well. Maybe that will set a different tone for LSU.
I think that was part of the halftime adjustment. It's like, hey, look, we're going to run the ball. We've got 1 yard in the first half. We got to commit to running the football a little bit more. They've got 3 good backs: Ty Davis-Price, John Emery, and Chris Curry. We may see all 3 of them at some point in this half.
So a big run play. 1 rush yard in the first half for LSU. 24 yards on that carry, nearly to midfield. And why not try it again? Davis-Price, right side, power running. He is big and strong. 230 pounds, a sophomore.
Big power back. A guy that they really trust. They have a lot of confidence in him.
So it's 2nd and 5, LSU. So plenty of time on the play clock for their junior quarterback, Miles Brennan, who really, I thought, threw the ball well in the first half. They shifted Davis-Price and handed it off to him, and Missouri, I think, saw that coming. The ball ended up coming out, but he was down, a gain of 1.
LSU opened up the game really trying to establish Eric Gilbert, their tight end, freshman, and then went away from him after that. This might be the time to go back to him.
It was a successful strategy for them.
Yeah.
Gilbert is just a freak show athletically and had a coming out party in the first quarter. He has been quiet recently. 3rd and 4. LSU has not converted a 3rd down yet, and they still haven't. Trying to get it to Terrace Marshall, incomplete.
Nice job by Bledsoe over there, and he's a guy that got picked on by Tennessee last week. But you know what? When you play on the back end, your confidence always has to be high. You get beat, you just come right back, and it was a lucky one, and he has bounced back from last week nicely.
These punt plays have not been comfortable for Missouri so far. Zach Von Rosenberg going to try to pin Missouri deep. See if he can do it. It'll bounce, and it kicks out of bounds. Wow, what another terrific punt from Zach Von Rosenberg. Missouri's going to have the ball inside their own 2 for the first time in the second half. Let's go down to the field to Quinn.
That ball had eyes. Unbelievable. And talking to Eli Drinkwitz, Missouri head coach, offensively, very happy with his ability and his offense's ability to keep LSU off balance, whether it's run or pass. He likes that. Look for more of the same. Defensively, he felt the key in the second half was hitting Brennan. I said, how do you stop Marshall and Gilbert? He said, we can't really match up with them. It's not that. It's we've got to get to Brennan and impact him.
Yep. Makes sense. Hey, listen, down here, don't be surprised if they throw the ball. They have tried before to get the ball out of the shadow of their goalpost by taking some shots.
All right, Roundtree is in the backfield, and they give it to Larry Roundtree without a lot of room to run. He is pushing forward, though. Some tough running. Out to about the 5. LSU says the ball came out. It did. That's a fumble. LSU has it. So that extra effort, Cox came up with the ball. Roundtree was trying to get an extra yard or 2, and it cost Missouri the football. It definitely came out.
Yes. Yeah, that ball came out as he was moving backwards. He was going forward, but his back was going forward, and that ball came out.
Another Missouri mistake. That's their 3rd turnover. If you consider the fake punt also a turnover, I mean, this is the 4th time that LSU has started in Missouri territory, and this time they start inside the 5. Field position disparity has been huge. Handoff, straight ahead, stops short at about the 2. Davis-Price with another carry for LSU.
Big back, 230 pounds.
Quickly to the line. Missouri's disorganized. They hand it off, and Davis Price walks in. Missouri was not set up for that play. Touchdown, LSU.
That was too easy. Little tempo there helped them out. Missouri seemed to be a little bit slow trying to get aligned. Weren't prepared for this. Look at them. They're still moving, trying to get to their positions. Can't do that.
So
you got to really be ready on the goal line.
The punter, Von Rosenberg, with a great punt. And then the defense came up with the turnover. LSU a couple of runs, punches it in to take the lead back. Extra point just snuck it through. 31-24 LSU, taking advantage of another Missouri mistake. Coach O is happy as his team handed the ball off in the second half into the end zone for the touchdown. Advantage of it with the all-time great LSU team last year, trying to back it up. It's not going to be as easy, I don't think, in 2020 for Coach O. 41-10 as the LSU head coach, trying to get a 42nd win. 31-24 after the turnover and the touchdown. Let's check in with Peter in studio.
G update. Tony does it again. Kadarius Toney from Kyle Trask, 28-17 Gators.
Well, similar feeling game here. Not that this one maybe was as expected. Missouri gets the ball back. Missouri has moved the ball beautifully. And Ed Orgeron, with all that success, especially last year, has to be concerned with the way his defense is playing. Defense back on the field here. Knox gets the ball with room to run. Knox out into the open field, out close to the 40-yard line.
Just a jet sweep, and he has to be concerned about that defense. You know, you talked about Orgeron and his journey here. There's a new book out about him, Flip the Script, written by Bruce Feldman. And it tells you an awful lot about Orgeron, and he says that he wants people to read it because he wants them to understand you have to change your dream.
Bazelak on the move, throws, nice delivery right to midfield. That should be another Missouri first down.
There's a compelling section of the book that we read about his experience at USC and what he expected, and it is, oh man, it's gut-wrenching what happened to him at USC. And part of his deal is to say, look, you know, things change. You have to change your dream. And he is a man who came back home and got the head coaching job and won a national championship.
The run play, Roundtree knocking defenders backwards. Gain of 9 on first down. Missouri just continues to move the ball. Well, can't wait to read the full book. It's going to be, I mean, the first Bruce Feldman Ed Orgeron book was terrific. Maybe this one's sort of a follow-up to that. There aren't many characters with more stories to tell in college football than the LSU head guy.
I think there was also a 60-minute segment on him as well, Quint.
He's an elite recruiter. That's one thing's for sure. And you watch that pregame with the assistant coaches on their phone texting and FaceTiming recruits.
No time wasted. A deep ball, wide open, touchdown. Where was the defense? There was nobody there. Micah Wilson with the Missouri touchdown.
Holy moly. You can't possibly get that wide open. Look at all the eyes staring in the backfield, looking at the eye candy, and not aware at all at the receivers. Michael Wilson could have just walked past everybody. You saw what was going on. Eli Ricks, number 1, the corner on that side, was staring in the backfield and lost complete sight of Michael Wilson. You can't get an easier throw, an easier touchdown than this. Where's all the coverage? Where's all the coverage? There is none.
Let me run it up. Still won't let me inside Canada. Wave runners on the White House floor. My son already.
Sequence from his defense.
And he should be. Look what happens on the bottom of your screen here. 2 defensive backs, eyes in the backfield. You got 2 threats, 2 receivers out here, and they're looking in the backfield. They seem to have a communication problem, and they're still looking in the backfield. Who gets this guy? they're still looking in the backfield. One guy believes, hey, you're responsible. And the other guy thinks, no, 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 you're responsible. Look at them. They stop running. They're talking. They try to talk to each other that, hey, we had a miscommunication. You cannot have a miscommunication on a wide receiver. Can't do it.
Asking everybody to socially distance. That was taking it to an extreme. that was not good. Some major concerns for LSU on the defensive side of the football. Eli Drinkwitz, meanwhile, dialing up the big plays for Missouri. All 4 touchdowns, 16 or more yards. They already have 361 total yards. They're outgaining LSU, not quite 2-1, but they have a big advantage in total yardage. The mistakes, the turnovers, muff punt, fake punt that didn't work have really, I mean, it seems strange to say. That's why this is a tie game. Otherwise, Missouri has outplayed the defending national champs.
That's right.
Curry in the backfield. Miles Brennan going to throw on first down, and he's going to throw down the field. It is caught in stride. Marshall, LSU, one play and the answer. Another touchdown for him. 75 yards.
We have ourselves a track meet.
Wow. 3rd touchdown already today for Terrace Marshall. His 7th of the year.
Yeah, nothing fancy about this. This is just a misplay by the safety. You see Martez Manuel there, number 3, gets turned around. Otherwise, he's in position to make a play on the ball, but he gets turned around, and a perfect throw allows Marshall just to run under it like he got the baton on the last leg of the relay.
The heck with the run game when you can do that. Extra point for LSU. Well, that didn't take long. 38-31, LSU back ahead. Crazy game.
You know, Flynn, we talk about ball skills and the elite defensive backs who have it. When the ball is in the air, can you make a play on the ball? Or do you misread it? Now, you'll see here an opportunity for Manuel to make a play. There he is, showing up, and he misplays the ball. He's underneath it, and Marshall isn't. Manuel undercuts it. Look at him come back. Turned around. Wrong spot. Had he kept running before making his turn and drifted like an outfielder, he might have had a better chance to make a play, but he got turned around.
Well, Mr. Touchdown, Terrace Marshall, 6th straight game with a receiving touchdown, 7 in 2.5 games so far this year. 20 touchdown catches in his last 15 games. A quick strike, longest play of the year for LSU, and a touchback on the kickoff.
Man, shopping at a...
You would do a little shopping for some defense right now.
They have a wish list, I think, going. Some things that they need.
Look, let's not forget, this is a young, inexperienced defense. This team lost an awful lot from last year.
They did. Graduations, NFL draft picks, even opt-outs have hurt LSU, but there's still talent on that side of the ball. This is hard to explain. That pass was caught after the deflection.
You kidding me? What a grab.
Hanging up in the air. That was a good catch. Dove.
Dove's been having quite a day. This is the rebound catch. Ball was behind him. Manages to get his hand on it. Nice rebound.
The umpire's got to get out of the way. That is not where he's supposed to be. 2nd and 6, a little option style play, and Bazelak got bent backwards. He pops up okay. Nice tackle there by Damone Clark. It's 3rd down. Well, it would be a boost for this LSU defense, Rod, if they could just get a stop, force a punt. They have not stopped Missouri in a while.
No, and they've been good on 3rd down. You know, they've mixed up what they've done. Shovel passes, empty formation. LSU just has not been able to get to Bazelak.
The Missouri offense has been good on 3rd down. Roundtree in the backfield, in the pocket. Bazelak is going to try to take off and run, and I don't know, did he touch the turf? I think he was on top of the defender. He gets the spot for a 1st down.
He went for a ride, Fell on top of a LSU defender and got the first down.
That was a little bit of good fortune for Mizzou.
Who did he fall on?
I don't know if Andre Anthony or
the ruling on the field is a
guy.
first down. That play is under review.
They are going to review the spot.
Yeah, he might not have been completely on top of Moore.
So we'll see if we can spot when the knee was down. Is that, I mean, that was the question. Did that knee touch back a full yard and a half short?
It could have. If he's not on top of Moore or Anthony, knee is down there.
I think
he's not on top of. Yeah, he's down. Yeah, that knee's down.
So
that's
that
a good
looks
catch
to
by
me
the replay booth.
Looks to me like they're going to be a full yard, maybe short of a first down if they overturn that spot. Eli Drinkwitz has been a gambler today.
Yeah, he gambled early on and lost, and it resulted in 3 points for LSU. Would he gamble again?
After review, the runner was down short of the line to gain. It will be fourth down from the 34-yard line.
Now the downside, if you go and don't make it here, you give LSU a very, very short field.
I think they're sending the punt team out on the field.
Yeah, that's a smart call.
Well, Missouri, they may feel differently about this game than they did early. They're big underdogs, maybe feeling like, hey, we're outmatched. We got to take some real chances. At this point in the game, I think they're feeling like it's a more even match than even they could have dreamed of. Stingley is okay. He's in the game as the punt returner.
Don't kick to him.
Did they? He chases back. It goes over his head and bounces all the way into the end zone. There is a penalty flag down. It's a 66-yard punt, but only 46 yards net, assuming the punt stands.
During the kick, personal foul, illegal blindside block. On the receiving team, 10-yard penalty. Correction, half the distance to the goal. First down.
Which will essentially be the same thing. So it won't be good field
fouling
position.
player
That punt
was
worked a little better.
number one of the receiving team, number one.
For Missouri, we'll take a timeout. LSU has the ball, up by 7.
Find your 1 in 4 million.
What happened to SEC defense? There's still some defense in this conference. There's still lots of good defensive players, but it sure has been an offensive start to the year in the SEC, and this game totally emblematic of that. From the 10-yard line, LSU has the ball, first and 10, up 38-31 with still almost 9 minutes to go in the third quarter.
6 guys in the box for Missouri playing for the run.
Curry gets the carry, and he gets stacked up right at the line of scrimmage. Nick Bolton in on the tackle. You know, it's funny, Rod, because Nick Bolton's such a standout for Mizzou. The LSU has not run the ball. He's hardly had a chance to make any plays today.
Yeah, that's just his 4th tackle. Obviously, when they're throwing the ball, he doesn't get as involved with the tackles. But they're trying to make sure they keep about 6 guys in the box when they can and force LSU to throw.
They throw it short and quick with a blocker out in front. Marshall with another catch and run. First down, LSU tripped up as he stumbles forward to about the 25.
You talk about yards after the catch. He's got great running skills. I mean, that change of direction for him to get free and pick up that first yard, unusual for a guy his size, 6'3", 200 with that kind of change of direction.
Man, is he good. Just having another huge game and huge year.
Can you imagine if Jamar Chase had not opted out what this offense would be like?
Add Gilbert to Marshall and put Chase in there. And off Curry. And a nice run across the 30. Miles Brennan, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 256 yards. He's been efficient. Marshall, 3 more touchdowns, 130 yards receiving.
I think Marshall is looking for one of those helmet stickers tonight.
He might get it. Takes a play off. He's earned it. Second and 4 LSU. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Brennan going to throw across the middle. That pass is caught. Another LSU first down. DeRay Jenkins with the catch.
A nice deliberate drive would be huge for LSU, would help their defense, and would also give them a 2-score lead if they were able to produce.
It's 1st and 10. John Emery back in the game at tailback. He's had a very quiet afternoon after his best game at LSU last week. Play fake to Emery. Brennan was getting hit as he delivered the ball incomplete.
Yeah, and that impacted his throw. He got hit from behind just as he was letting it go, and I think that caused the inaccurate throw. He's otherwise been very, very accurate today.
Trajan Jeffcoat got the pressure on the sophomore, who is a good natural pass rusher. He's got a chance to be a good player for Missouri. Second and 10. Brennan across the middle with the catch, but the immediate tackle short of the first down. It'll be 3rd down LSU.
Do you like the look over? I've always felt like when the entire team looks over and they get the play, they should always be successful, because the coaches are looking out there and they've got the right defense figured out now. They give you the best play. You should always get it right, shouldn't you?
It does seem like a great strategy. Get the defense lined up, and then you still have plenty of time to survey and make the right play call.
And here we go again.
Exactly what they're doing here.
So they should pick this up, because now the coaches are going, we got the right play for this now.
On 3rd and 5, a screen play to Emery, who makes a one-handed catch, and the ball comes out. It came out forward, and they're just going to call that an incompletion. So Emery had it in it one hand, tried to secure it, and couldn't quite do it.
Yeah, good job by Bolton getting there and not allowing him to have the freedom and time to pull the ball in. That was Bolton, giving him a little bit of hurry there.
Yeah, and I'm not so sure, Rod, that he needed to try to make a one-handed catch there.
Yeah, but if you try a two-handed catch, what good is that? It's not going to get you in Sports Center. You got to do the one-handed catch, right?
Zach Von Rosenberg's one of LSU's very best players today. Their punter booms another one deep that's going to bounce inside the 20. This one not quite as spectacular, but still effective. So Missouri will get the ball back. Saturday, and it's time to represent your school. Show us how big. During the conference, a home game for LSU. We know better. It's not a home game for LSU. It's a strange, chaotic week. We're still thinking about everybody down on the Gulf Coast in Louisiana after Hurricane Delta. But the Tigers having to travel, and they are being tested. Roundtree straight ahead run on 1st down.
LSU flew out Thursday to get out and make sure that they were settled here. They were told that they weren't going to be able to fly out Friday, and so they flew out Thursday, spent the night, and slept in, Q.
It's not new for this LSU program. Back in 2015, South Carolina.
Yeah, unfortunately for those folks, there's just been so many instances.
Yeah, and you think about 2015, 2016, their game in Florida was impacted because of Matthew. 2017 was Hurricane Harvey, had a game moved from Houston to New. Jeff Grigas is their head of ops. He had a plate full of things to do today. They found a hotel with a 130-room block right down the street, the Holiday Inn, and everything worked out.
So now having to focus on winning the game. Play fake on the jet sweep action. Bazelak sort of a back shoulder throw and well delivered for another catch. Deontay Smith. Missouri first down, and right away they're back into LSU territory.
Who are these receivers? I mean, they've got everybody on the depth chart coming in and making a contribution. Bannister made a catch. We've seen Dove, and now Smith. Wow.
I think you would say 3 of their top 4 guys are not playing today. Roundtree straight ahead run just over the left side for another 10 yards, maybe more.
Yeah,
first down Mizzou.
Little pin and pull action, pull a couple of linemen around, and Roundtree just got right in behind them, got up the field. They are dictating to this LSU defense right now.
Empty backfield, quick tempo from the shotgun pressure, and the throw under pressure. Bazelak is very cool. He found Smith again for a positive gain. And just to reinforce the point in case folks are joining us late, 7 Missouri players who are a part of their depth chart, a lot of starters out today. Whiteside just an injury, the other 6 with COVID protocol. And yet Missouri has gone deep into their roster and found some playmakers. Another first down run.
Yeah, and this offensive line did not have a great afternoon against Tennessee last week. The offensive line is playing really well today.
On paper, you figure that was going to be a spot where Missouri was going to struggle coming into the year. Not a lot of returning experience, a grad transfer, new to the program at the center spot, Michael Maietti. And yet, Eli Drinkwitz did say, look, it hasn't been perfect, but he's been generally pleased with those guys up front today. They played great. Bazelak dumps it short, middle. Beatty with the catch, and he's going to jet his way into the end zone. Missouri touchdown.
What an easy completion, just a circle route by Beatty out of the backfield, and it's confusion with the linebackers. The number 3 receiver coming out of the backfield, and no one knows who's responsible for him. That's a problem. LSU had this problem against Mississippi State. You can't forget the 3rd guy out of the backfield. When he comes out, someone is assigned to him. But there, no one was assigned to him.
And that guy right there can't be feeling real good. The new defensive coordinator wondering what is going on, and LSU fans everywhere are wondering the same thing.
It's not a tough concept here. He is the 3rd receiver. He's the 2nd one on this side. So one of these 2 guys, you have to figure out, okay, 2nd back out, I got that guy, right? Because the number 1 guy on the bottom goes out. There's a 3rd guy. There he is. And again, if we are to believe what we see that Stevens was supposed to have, and remember, Stevens is a 230-pound safety linebacker that you don't want matched up with quick receivers. There's no way that in the open field he needs to be trying to cover Beatty.
It's not officially Connor Bazelak's first start, but I think in all essence it is his first start. And what a performance from the redshirt freshman. 23 of 27, 300-plus yards, 3 touchdowns. Cool when he has been under pressure. He's shown an ability to run and get a first down when Missouri needs it. Man, has he been good.
Oh, man, he's been poised. He's been comfortable. He's not been hit very often. LSU can't affect him. LSU felt comfortable coming into the game that they could get to them, and if they couldn't get to him with 4, you would expect them to get there with 5 or 6. They have not been able to get close.
5th tie already in this game, 38-38. Let's check in with Peter in studio.
Starting to rain, starting to get nasty in Nashville, and starting to get a pretty sizable lead for South Carolina. Kevin Harris, 88 yards. Just a little Ole defense there from the doors. He's got 171 yards. 34-7 all Gamecocks right now. Back to the Arena Football League being played in Como.
We did not expect that. Although, look, I'm not knocking. I'm trying not to pile on Vanderbilt, but anybody who thought LSU solved all their issues by beating up on the Commodores last week was mistaken.
Oh, you're just beating up on Vandy now.
Okay, fine. Sorry, but I am. Tie game, 2:36 to go, 3rd quarter. Miles Brennan will Flipped that one out left side, and it's complete for a nice gain. Davis Price still had some more room to run, just couldn't keep his balance.
Don't you feel that win, lose, or draw now for LSU, there's going to be a lot of concern back in Baton Rouge?
Absolutely, 100%. And they got Florida up next. Florida's offense looks unstoppable.
Kyle to Kyle.
Second and 5. Brennan throws deep, and it is caught again by Marshall. What a catch.
Wow. Man, he is really proving his worth as a #1 receiver in this program. He's going to be on your right side coming into the middle. You see wide open there, split the 2 defenders, and what a nice catch. Way to lay out.
It was a good throw,
speed,
and even better
great
catch.
Size. Yeah.
Yep, you're right. That combo of the size, because he is a big dude. I think you said the listing 6'4", 200. He looks every bit of that.
Yeah, but the amazing thing is that he can change direction, quickly. He has the feet, the footwork of a guy who's about 5'10", 5'9", but he's a tall guy, but moves like a much smaller guy.
Missouri just can't match up with him. Pressure, and the ball was tipped as Brennan released it. Either the ball was tipped or his arm was hit. Either way, 2nd and 10. That is a big wide receiver.
2nd and 10. 26.
LSU from the Missouri 26 after another big play in the pass game. Handoff. Davis Price right side. Davis Price with a flag thrown inside the 20. We'll see.
42 rush yards before that play for LSU.
Holding on the offense, number 56. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 2nd down.
That's the center, Liam Shanahan, the grad transfer from Harvard, who committed the holding penalty.
42 rush yards. That's not even close to having any balance. Right in the middle of your screen, there's your takedown. 56 Shanahan.
So instead of 2nd and short, 3rd and short, 2nd and 20 for LSU, back outside the 35. And now handed off on 2nd and long. Davis Price got knocked off balance, so it'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, and you're in field goal range, and so it's important for Brennan not to take a sack here. You've got 3 points very likely in your back pocket.
They are going to have to run a play before the 3rd quarter comes to an end. Emery in the backfield on 3rd and 17. Miles Brennan, 4-man rush. Pressure came immediately. It's incomplete. Wow. And I guess they were setting up a screen. It was not executed perfectly. So it's 4th down and long. 4 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. And we're going to test that field goal range.
Yeah, good job of Brennan getting rid of this football, because taking a sack would have eliminated the field goal possibility.
And we know Cade York has a huge leg. This is going to be about 51 yards for the sophomore, who's made a lot of these in his career, including last week, made a 53-yarder. To try to break the tie. The kick is on its way, and that one is another boomer off the leg of Cade York right down the middle. On the final play of the 3rd quarter, LSU cashes in 3 points After a good drive that was stopped, the field goal kickers have been impressive in this game. We go to quarter number 4. The LSU Tigers up by 3. The defending national champs, 17th ranked team in the country, LSU, with their hands full against a winless, rebuilding Missouri team. Miles Brennan's had a great day. Terrace Marshall's been awesome. But Missouri's offense already 453 total yards in 3 quarters.
That's amazing.
It is amazing. Get the ball to start the 4th quarter after the LSU field goal puts them ahead. But first, let's check in with Peter in studio.
Thanks, Dave. Jimbo Fisher says we're not kicking a field goal. 4th and 2, we're going for it. Isaiah Spiller, 19th carry of the day, goes 19 yards with a little hit stick right there. Now it's 31-28. Aggies over the Gators.
Wow. I mean, I think that would count as Jimbo Fisher's best win, biggest win as the head coach in College Station. So now the LSU defense, all eyes on this beleaguered unit, torched in week 1 and getting torched again here in week 3 by Missouri. And off Beatty, picking his way forward for a gain of 7. There is a penalty flag on the play, though.
Holding on the offense, number 59. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
Plus the left tackle, Zeke Powell, down on the play. That's not good news for Missouri.
Yeah, and the hold was on Case Cook, the right guard.
Well, Powell's saying he can stay in the game, but he can't. He's got to come off.
Yeah, at least one play.
At least one play. Bobby Lawrence, his backup, has played a lot. Powell's been banged up early in the season, so Lawrence will come in.
After the penalty, first and 20, number 15.
First and 20.
You see Stingley up top in single coverage.
Yep, following, I think, Dove up there. That throw is against Stingley to Dove, completed for a nice gain. So they're not avoiding entirely Derek Stingley.
Yeah, one of the few times he's been challenged today. Just a little stop route. Well done. Turn your numbers to the quarterback. Big target at 6'3", 200. Dove is.
And I don't know about you, Rod. Looks to me like he's not moving well.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's certainly limping a little bit.
Remember, he limped off the field in the first half. Play fake, throw across the middle. That pass caught. Missouri first down outside the 35.
Yeah, I agree with you, Flynn. He's not 100%.
So you give him credit for trying to hang in there. The most talented player among a lot of talented players on the LSU side.
Well, he's the best player on this defense, and coaches told us yesterday he'd be the best player on offense if they moved him over there.
That was an amazing comment, wasn't it? Big hole up the middle. Roundtree, first down and more inside the 40, inside the 35. Missouri with another big play. 28-yard run.
And even a little banged up, Stingley used his speed to keep that from becoming a touchdown. Watch him burst through here. Just another little pin and pull, and Roundtree get to the outside, but there's that speed of Stingley. Not 100%, but great pursuit.
Missouri is up over 500 total yards of offense now. Beatty got away. That was going to be a loss. Now there is a flag. A stiff arm gets him some more yardage, so we'll see. LSU having a hard time tackling anybody right now. But there is a penalty.
Holding on the offense, number 55. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot.
That time the center, Michael Maietti, the grad transfer from Rutgers.
I'm trying to think. I don't recall the last time I saw an LSU defense struggle like this. As you take a look at Maietti at the center spot, there's a grab, the takedown, you got the arm, you're not letting go of it, and it impacted the play. Beatty was able to keep going because of that hold.
Well, that's a big penalty. They would have had first and 10 at the 24 there. It's essentially 20 yards of penalty yardage. They're out at the 44. I assume when you make that, I assume you say other than week 1 of this year.
Right. Other than week
defense.
1, yes.
That pass across the middle for a first down gain.
I mean, think about the number of issues they've had. They've had some poor tackling. They cannot get to Bazelak. I mean, he's just been dealing. I mean, have a day for yourself in your first real start in a ball game, young man.
Terrific.
He hasn't been knocked around. He hasn't been sacked.
They got 9 of those yards back. 2nd and 11. Right on the borderline of their long field goal range. The snap bounces right back to Bazelak, who's going to heave it downfield. Incomplete. Well, that could have been a disaster for Missouri. Bazelak, I don't know if that was just a pure throwaway or not. If it was, maybe that was the right decision.
Didn't panic, though. He did not panic. He's a cool customer.
Just a freshman. 500 yards of offense for the first time in their last 13 SEC games. The last time they did it was against Vanderbilt in 2018.
And they've been a screen and draw team in these 3rd and long situations.
Timeout. Missouri.
Well, it's an important play, and they wanted to get organized. So timeout, Missouri. We'll take a timeout ourselves. 11:56 to go.
Find your 1 and
Yeah, I think they call the timeout because Drink thinks he's got to play. Probably something they worked on all week for this kind of situation, and he wanted to make sure everybody was on board for it. Because right now, you're at the field goal line. You don't want to take a sack. And to go to 10 yards, he has to believe he's got something that he believes will work here. Otherwise, why waste the timeout?
Under 12 minutes to go. 3-point game. Missouri testing LSU. Bazelak throws right side, and they go backwards. Beautifully defended by LSU. That may take them out of field goal range.
Yeah, and that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because their tendency has been to, on 3rd and 10, draws or screens, and they come back out and do a screen after calling a timeout. That doesn't make sense to me. They stuck with their tendency in that situation, and that's what LSU played. They played their tendency for screens and draws on 3rd and 10.
Well, the head coach knows that was big. They are going to let the true freshman have a chance at a very long field goal. 56 yards. He's got a huge leg, Harrison Mevis. From near the right hash, the kick is on its way, and that one is hooking and no good. Well, who knows if that last play was the difference, but Missouri moved the ball nicely and then came up with nothing. LSU maintains a 3-point lead, and the LSU Tigers will have the ball when we come back to Columbia.
Nicely. One touchdown you saw a moment ago, and then this nice little one across the middle. How about this throw? And how about this catch? Just split the safeties, great concentration, and just the last leg of the track meet. Well done.
All the things that LSU has to be concerned about, and I think that list is pretty long right now. Miles Brennan's performance last week was not a mirage. He took a step forward against Vanderbilt, and he has played really well again today against Missouri. So I think LSU can feel good about the way they're young in terms of experience quarterback Miles Brennan's playing.
Yeah, and Missouri should no longer attempt to play him with one guy.
That throw was along the sideline and caught. Boutte with a nice delivery from Brennan again.
Freshman from New Iberia, Louisiana, Westgate High School. Great hands.
Curry, that was a fake to him, a little run pass to Boutte again. That was nifty ball handling and footwork. First down LSU.
LSU changing the tempo. Sometimes they go fast, sometimes they do the look over, trying to keep Missouri off balance.
Well, they think Boutte's got a chance to be really good. On the outside, couple catches for him. And already in long field goal range. They got good field position after the field goal miss by Missouri. Under 10 minutes to go. Brennan in the pocket, throws over the top left side, and it is knocked away, incomplete. Trying to go to Boutte again.
Good job, Burdine over there. Great coverage. I'm actually surprised they went to Boutte. They had Marshall on the other side, but look at this great coverage. A little hand fighting, that's fine. Mutual combat. No flags necessary for that. Got his head around and played the ball. That's excellent coverage.
2nd and 10. Clock stops. LSU still not running the ball. They've run the ball a little better in the second half.
Yeah, I just keep looking at Marshall in that slot. That's a problem. You don't want him on your attacking your safeties.
Yeah, they're going right to him, and in the slot he'll get the first down. Well, that's why they're not running the ball. When you got number 6, just look for him.
Yeah, that's a problem. When he's in the slot, they've got to adjust for that. They cannot allow him to work on a safety.
They beat Bledsoe, the safety, that time. 11-yard gain. Another catch for Marshall.
I mean, that's just too easy. You know, that man working on a safety.
There's Marshall again on first down.
If he's going to line up like that, and be on the line of scrimmage, you need a guy in front of him to make sure he doesn't get a free release.
Brennan toward the end zone. It is incomplete. Trying to hit Torrey Carter, who's a much different target. No knock on Carter, who's a talented player, but Aaron Gilbert, we have not seen a lot of him after he banged up his shoulder. Just spectacular in the first quarter.
That's a catchable ball. Another great throw by Brennan. He's played really well. You know, his improvement from week 1 versus Mississippi State to today has just been phenomenal. He's not holding the ball too long. He's not staring down receivers. He's made huge strides in these last 2 games.
Agreed. Well, that was a good throw. That should have been a touchdown. Now all whistles. Did LSU have to burn a timeout? Yes.
LSU. It's their first charge timeout of the half.
So that's their first time out of the second half. Close game in Columbia, 41-38. Back right after this. You wonder how healthy he is. He was a monster in the first quarter. 2nd and 10 out of the timeout. 9:10 to go. 3-point game. 41-38 LSU. Miles Brennan going to throw the ball again. Brennan in the pocket, now being chased. Brennan will get taken down. He did not throw the ball away, and he got tackled from behind. Jeffcoat with the sack.
Brings up a difficult 3rd down. They have not converted a 3rd down all day.
How amazing is that? 0 for 8 on 3rd down to LSU. And they have 41 points on the board.
Now, can they protect Brennan here? We've seen the 3rd down pressure from Missouri most of the day. Do they fake it or do they come with the pressure?
Yeah, Gilbert and Marshall both on the left side. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that play will not count. The ball was snapped, but the whistles blew before the play. We welcome everyone
On the offense.
who is joining us from South Carolina Vanderbilt. Delay a game penalty against LSU. We have had a much, I'm sure South Carolina fans enjoyed that demonstrative win, but a much more entertaining, much more closely played game here in Columbia, Missouri. A game relocated from Baton Rouge because of Hurricane Delta, and the Missouri Tigers winless on the year, but playing the defending national champs. Very tough. 41-38, 3rd and 18 now after the delay of game penalty.
All eyes in the secondary should be on number 6, Marshall. They should not allow him single coverage in any way, shape, or form. He's been crushing them today.
185 yards, 3 touchdowns for the star LSU wideout. Miles Brennan's had a big day. Pressure up the middle, and he'll dump it off short to Emery, who catches, but not nearly a first down. So the Missouri defense comes up with a big stop, and presumably LSU's going to try a field goal here.
Yeah, still a smart play by Miles Brennan. It gets them a little bit closer for a little better field goal attempt here.
So the Missouri defense, that was huge. This is no gimme, as good as Cade York is. He's hit 2, 42 and 51.
And the 51-yarder would have been good from 56, 57.
He's got a huge leg. This one 45 yards. Kick is blocked. Blocked by Missouri. And the Tigers are going to take over. Down just 3. Trey Williams, is he the guy who got a big hand up and knocked it down? There is a penalty on the play. And a Missouri player is down. I think that's Ennis Rakestraw, very talented young defensive back.
He's had a nice day. He's played pretty well.
After the play was over, personal foul on the receiving team, number 18. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Wow, that's a big penalty. Missouri was set up to have good field position. It's going to be a lot less good now. Maybe Chris Turner, number 39, the guy who got up and actually blocked it.
I think you're right.
Maybe.
Right there in the middle.
And it was not a good kick from Cade York, no matter who gets credit for it.
And you can't see the penalty.
Well, Missouri still escapes without any more points for LSU. Missouri has moved the ball beautifully in this game, more than 500 yards of offense against what I think is, it's fair to say, is a beleaguered LSU defense right now.
They've had them confused with all of the motions and adjustments.
And their redshirt freshman quarterback Connor Bazelak has been outstanding. Handoff on first down, and the cut up field, that was well pursued by the LSU defense. So the game summary to this point, with under 7 minutes to go now. Brennan with the big day, career high 363 yards. Marshall's been huge. 5 different touchdowns for Missouri. Each one has been what I think you would consider a big play, 16 or more yards and over 500 yards of total offense.
And some of those plays off of trickeration.
Play fake on 2nd and 12. All the time in the world. Bazelak, wide open receiver across midfield. Still going with a blocker in front. Missouri, another big play all the way down to the 10.
He'll come all the way from the left side to the right into the vision for his quarterback. What a tremendous job and patience over there to allow him to come around and be where he needs him to be. The patience of your quarterback. That was a slow, long developing route.
67 yards. Chance Looper, the true freshman from Texas. They think he's going to be a good player. And Missouri's in position to go ahead in this game. The LSU defense is just getting torched by big plays, one after another.
Yeah, that was a long, slow developing route left to right. He just ran down across the field, across the middle of it, and no one saw him, ignored him. And LSU has had trouble identifying guys who are in the slot or coming out of the backfield all day.
I mean, LSU still doesn't look organized here on 2nd and goal, and I think they need to use a timeout.
Yeah.
Timeout. LSU.
You know, it's the formations, it's the motions, and you've got a young defense. They've had trouble identifying guys. We've had a number of guys run free. Now down on the bottom, this is where Looper is. He's in a close split. Now he's just going to kind of delay and then do his crossing route. As he takes that delay, people start to ignore him. It looks like you've got zone coverage on the back end, so he gets ignored, and there's a huge gap between the deep coverage and the short zone when you get a missed tackle to boot.
I think week 1 in the league was Mike Leach, air raid, welcome to the SEC. Today is a coming out party for Eli Drinkwitz. Head coach, offensive play caller. You've seen all different formations, their ability to change things up using screens, misdirections. It looks different every play. And this LSU defense is baffled, confused, and they've never had a beat on the ball.
Q, it's been 580 total yards for this offense.
Amazing.
Remember, Mississippi State had, what, more than 600?
Missouri is basically matching what Mike Leach's team did in week 1. 2nd and goal. These plays are obviously huge. A little fake jet sweep across the middle and to the end zone. Touchdown. To the tight end, Nico Hay. Missouri has taken the lead. First time since it was 7-0.
And he's not normally a big-time receiver for them. 3 catches last season. Super secret weapon down here.
A state secret. Nico Hay, 2 catches today. And the touchdown, the extra point to make it a 4-point lead. So that's big. 45-41. The defending national champs are in trouble. Another big play set this one up, Rod, and you called it the secret weapon into the end zone. What a day for Mizzou. This is hard to believe. Down 45-41. They haven't started 1-2 in Baton Rouge since 1994. Just over 5 minutes to go in Columbia, Missouri, with the Missouri Tigers now ahead. And the kickoff will be a touchback, so LSU will get the ball down 4. First, let's check in studio with Peter.
Another wild update in Kyle Field. Kellen Mond, how about this? Down 7, 4 minutes ago in the 4th. Rears back, finds Caleb Chapman. Got it. Bodies him for the touchdown. We got a tie ball game, and then 3 minutes to go. Malik Davis puts the ball on the ground. Aggies driving with 1:40 to go.
Wow. So we'll stay posted and up to date on that game. Here we've got a wild one in Columbia, and LSU with the ball back. 5:18 left, down 45-41. Miles Brennan's had a big game. He's pressured and throws, kind of a wobbler, but it's caught by Marshall again.
What a
kick!
catch.
That one, that was a great catch.
That's a knuckleball coming at him. You know, a little stacked release. Watch him come out here, and then that is a knuckleball low, and he just basket catches it. That's
He's
nice.
over 200 yards now receiving in this game. They may have to take off that qualifier. One of the best receivers in the country. I mean, he may be the best.
He's right there. He is right there.
First down LSU. They hand the ball off. Emery got tripped up, tackled after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
This is an important drive for LSU. Remember, they only have 1 timeout. So you'd like to think that they have 2 possessions, this one and 1 more, depending on how you use the clock. But if they don't score this drive, they would only have 1 timeout for 1 last possession.
It's a good point, and I'll follow up on it. They're being very deliberate here. They are not going fast, which to me almost guarantees that they've got a score on this drive. That throw across the middle is caught by Marshall again. They just can't stop him. Marshall has been unstoppable today.
It's surprising that Missouri has not tried to find a way to slow him down. When he's in the slot, he's uncovered and he's free to release. They should try to find a way to bump him, slow him down. LSU will not put him on the edge to make it easy for you. He's in the slot, and they are giving him a lot of free releases.
Under 4 minutes to go. Brennan now tucks, got hit as he threw it away, incomplete. So he's taken a couple hits. This was 2 plays ago. That was a pretty significant hit. He got knocked backwards.
The passer was out of the pocket. Second down.
He's hurting for sure.
Yeah, got a bloody knee. He's been knocked around a little bit.
Now a Missouri player is down. I think that's Trey Williams, the guy who got the hit on 2 plays ago. That does give Miles Brennan a chance to kind of catch his breath.
Yeah, he's taken some shots today. He was running the ball early and took a big shot. And since that first quarter when he took that hit, he hasn't really been involved in the quarterback run game.
I would not have predicted this coming in, but there have been way more hits on the LSU quarterback than on the Missouri quarterback. Missouri's kept their young quarterback fairly clean. Miles Brennan's played well anyway. 394 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Now, he's been fantastic. When you think about his performance opening week against Mississippi State, sort of up and down, and then he got better last week. He's even better this week. The holding the ball too long, not having the presence in the pocket in week 1, all that stuff has been gone. I mean, he's been dynamic in the pocket. He's gotten rid of the ball. He's been smart with the football, gotten rid of it to avoid losses. He's played really, really well.
So Trey Williams off the field. Texas A&M, by the way, Rod, did win that game. Field goal at the very end. They beat top 5 Florida 41-38. Huge win for Jimbo Fisher and the Aggies. LSU trying to avoid a huge upset at the hands of Missouri, and that pass was caught. There's Eric Gilbert, the outstanding true freshman tight end who was huge in the first quarter, has been quiet until now.
Just not fair. 6'5", 250, and has some hops and soft hands. That's a well-run route. And that big man has really good hands.
Man, is he talented. 6 catches, 97 yards, a touchdown for Gilbert. Emory empties the backfield under 3 minutes to go. LSU on the move, down 4. They have to get a touchdown.
They're really playing too far off those receivers up top.
Big cushion, so throw it short to Marshall, who makes the catch, gets swarmed inside the 25. Let's go down to Quinn.
LSU very comfortable right now operating this 2-minute drill as a Missouri player goes down to get a stoppage. You think back pre-COVID-19, this place would be full. It would be loud. Miles Brennan couldn't hear himself think. It would stress the offensive line and give the D-line a little advantage in terms of getting off the ball and getting a pass rush. But this year, it's quiet. Offense very comfortable. They can operate at their own pace.
Yep, good point. Jelani Williams, a redshirt freshman, the Missouri player, down. So while we have a quick moment, let's check in with Peter in studio again.
Dave, we have a final and an upset. Seth Small, 26-yard field goal. Aggies with the win over 4th-ranked Florida.
Yeah, big win for Jimbo Fisher. Their top 5 victory for that Aggie program just shows what they were capable of this year. They've been underachieving, Chiz.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And he's been hearing it, too. I mean, you can tell in his voice. He's been hearing, the team's been hearing it. When are they going to have that top 5 victory? They got it.
He was fired up. We'll have more of that coming up. But now back to a great finish in Como.
Jimbo Fisher's been hearing it, and LSU looking for some heroics here late. If they don't do that, Coach O, as crazy as it sounds, coming off one of the greatest seasons in the history of college football, is going to be hearing it.
Yeah, you know, in the SEC, there is no grace period. There's no honeymoon. It's what have you done lately? And what's happened at LSU is a shocking loss to Mississippi State to open the season. And now Missouri has put up almost 600 yards and 45 points already.
And this really has become basically a do or die, I think, for LSU. Only one timeout. They've taken a long time. The clock moves again. We are under 2.5 minutes to go in this game, and they're down 4. Brennan from the pistol is going to hand it off to Emory left side, and John Emory Gets close. We'll see the spot. I don't think he got the first down. Real close.
Well, they don't have any choice here with what they're going to do. You know, we thought earlier they could have 2 possessions for the end of the game. The way they handled this drive, that's not going to happen. It's just one possession.
Not to cut you off, Rod, but when they put the ball, the foot was in a different spot from where they put the ball. So that is a first down. And
Marshall
you're right about
Marshall's in that slot. He's the 3rd receiver in, which means unless they adjust, he'll be working against safeties and linebackers.
Now it's do or die on both sides. Missouri, if they get the ball back, if they're down, may not have much time left. That pass short, complete. Inbounds. Clock will continue to move. 45-41. Second down, LSU.
LSU using the quick game, making sure that Brennan is protected. They don't have a risk of a sack. Get the ball out fast.
Missouri has 2 timeouts. At some point, they might have to think about stopping the clock if LSU gets any closer. 2nd and 6. Under a minute to go. Amazing how this last drive is playing out. It might well be a win or lose drive. Brennan over the top toward the end zone. It is caught by Marshall. And he got stopped short. The ball squirted out in the end, but inside the 1-yard line. Terrace Marshall, oh so close to a 4th touchdown today.
And you see there is an attempt to try to climb the back of such a big receiver, and that's a tough deal for Adam Parker, who's about 6 feet tall, trying to work against a 6'4" receiver.
So they are gonna review that play. They'll review the spot. Would they also review whether it was a completed catch? I mean, there's at least a little bit of doubt. The ball hits the ground and comes out.
Well, you know, when you leave the ground, when you come back to the ground, you have to complete the process. Did he actually leave the ground?
He was sort of pinned down. I don't know.
You know, so they must be looking at this and saying he left the ground with that little hop, and so coming down, he's got to complete the process and hang on to the ball. Does he do that completely all the way through? Coming down to the ground, he's got control of it, but he's got to survive it there. They may take that away.
I mean, I'm done guessing in football. Catch, no catch, completing the process. I don't know, but there is definitely a question on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got to hang on to that through contact with the ground, and he doesn't do that. And remember, you need indisputable video evidence to overturn a call. He got great looks at it, and he does not hang on to it.
I think you have to complete that catch when you go to the ground. I think by rule, my understanding of the rule is that should be ruled incomplete.
Yeah, he's got to come. He's got to make the contact with the ground and still maintain possession.
But you know, again, with these kind of plays, I just who knows?
Yeah.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. It is a catch. First down.
All right, so they call that a catch. It's 1st and goal LSU with only 44 seconds to go. The way this is played out now, LSU is in the driver's seat, even down by 4.
First down and goal, LSU.
So 1st and goal LSU inside the 1.
You know, Flynn, at this point, Missouri is wishing they had used some of those timeouts to preserve the clock.
And you got to give LSU credit. They were so deliberate in the way they did this, but with confidence that they could get down and get into the end zone. It was a risk, but that is a risk that may pay off beautifully for LSU.
The catch was completed, and then the runner went out of bounds. So the game clock will start on the snap.
All right, so out of bounds means clock stops under a minute to go, 44 seconds. It won't start again until the snap.
Yeah, and they've got Ty Davis-Price in there, their 232-pound back. If they do anything other than give it to him, I'll be surprised. I'll be shocked.
He's on Brennan's right side, and they do give it to him, and he does not get there. Gets stopped. Now what? Will Missouri use a timeout?
Not a fan of that formation, no.
I mean, I can't believe you wouldn't stop the clock either way. They're right back to the line of scrimmage in a hurry. Under 30 seconds, hand it off again, and he's not going to get there again. Now, maybe LSU uses its final timeout. It's 3rd and goal coming up. Good grief. Just amazing the sequence here. Missouri scored a touchdown to go ahead. LSU got the ball back with about 5 minutes to go. Only one timeout. Dave Fleming, Rod Gilmore, Quint Kessick. Been a crazy game in Columbia, Missouri. LSU has very efficiently moved the ball down the field. A kind of disputed call that was reviewed a moment ago got LSU 1st and goal inside the 1. Now they've handed it off twice and have not gotten in. With the game on the line, it's 3rd and goal LSU.
Yeah, Flynn, they've got to be smart here, because if you run here and don't get in, they may not get another playoff. They just added 3 seconds back to the clock. But LSU cannot stop the clock again.
That's exactly
the smarter
right.
thing might be to take a shot throwing the ball, because then you can come back with your 4th down play.
So the game is on the line here. Huge decisions to be made. LSU with the disaster week 1, rebounded week 2. Missouri still looking for their first win. And what a win it would be for Mizzou if they could somehow stop the Tigers at the goal line. I mean, Ed Orgeron's defense has work to do, but for now it's on the offense.
Yeah, if you run the ball here and don't get in, you may not get that 4th down play.
It would be chaos to try to get lined up and get another play run.
You've got Terrence Marshall, who's 6'3". You've got Racy. He's out there as well. Number 17, he's 6'3". Take a shot with one of those receivers. And if it doesn't work, you can come back on 4th down.
Yeah, Marshall almost like a wing back position in the backfield. Brennan, play fake. They get it knocked down. They were trying to get it to Marshall, and Nick Bolton was right there reading the play to knock it down. Last chance for LSU coming up.
Bad throw by Brennan. He simply had to get that ball up over Bolton to give Marshall a chance. Instead, he threw it sideways. It was just like a hanging curveball, and Bolton slapped it.
And I don't see Gilbert in the game either, by the way. Maybe he's snuck in now, but I don't see him in there. Marshall on the right side. Do they run? Do they throw? 4th and goal LSU.
You got to take a look at Marshall.
Brennan's going to roll right, looking in that direction, throws right, and it's knocked away. Incomplete. Amazing. Bledsoe knocked it away. Missouri almost certainly now is going to win this game. It was 1st and goal from inside the 1. And LSU could not punch it in. Now there is a flag thrown after the play. Maybe a celebration penalty against Mizzou, which, by the way, they're going to have to snap the ball and at least avoid a total disaster to make sure that they win this game. But they come up with an improbable stop. I don't believe it.
How about that play by Bledsoe? He's matched up one-on-one with Marshall, who's been killing folks today, and Marshall even pushes off on him. But look at that recovery by Bledsoe. You cannot play it any better down there.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense, number 18 and number 3. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down, Missouri.
Well, LSU has got to be stunned. I mean, all the stuff that's happened in this game, their defense has been torched. Put that all aside and just focus on 1st and goal from inside the 1. 4 chances, 2 run plays, 2 pass plays. And despite how well Miles Brennan played, LSU could not get it in.
They will look back on this game, and LSU will regret going 0 for 10 on 3rd down. They will regret the receivers running free in the secondary with busted assignments.
Now let's see how Mizzou plays this from inside their own 1. You could. They're up 4.
Yeah. They could try to get it out, but if they get the safety, it's not a big deal.
Bazelak is going to push it ahead. LSU has no timeouts, so they can't stop the clock. They hold on to the ball. What a win for Missouri. Final seconds tick off the clock in Columbia. And a signature win for their brand new head coach and this program trying to bounce back after a couple tough years. What a